Hello, and I'm the TV Hub Official 1 critic, back here with another review, this time Malcom in the Middle, Episode 3, Home Alone 4. So this one, for me, served as a basically quite a good episode. I liked it a lot, and let's get into basically what delved in it. Okay, so family actually have a pleasant meal for once, at the end of the episode, and Reese pretends to catapult Lewis with mash, while Hal does to save Reese from dynamite by basically just doing his own sort of stunt on Hal and Lois, and that shows a little bit of their basically relationship between the two. In school, Caroline is concerned about the connection between two, and Malcom doesn't care what she says. Malcom and Caroline, if you don't know, Caroline is Malcom's teacher in school, and she's very like guidance counselor, and she's also the special person teacher. Okay, so next, in the first time, Francis is home, and everyone's excited he's there. The parents are leaving for the weekend. Malcom overhears this, and this could be a future endeavour, and so discusses this with Reese. And they decide to try not to mess up the weekend, because this is where the plot lines come in. We don't want to. Well, they don't think that if the weekend does not go wrong, that Reese will go back to military school. So this will be a way of preventing him from going back and making Reese feel better. So as Reese is back, everyone is very excited. Reese's friends call and they come over, and they get arrested shortly after, and we get a cut of the messy old house which they have to clean up. They confess to Reese the idea, and they discuss. Next, they clean the house and make it look normal. Malcom hits his head on a shelf, and then Lois rings Dewey. They are forced to go to the hospital. We see the hospital area, and they have a history, as we find out, with the hospital. Lois is upset that Hal's family have called him a name, and Hal tells her he's the only one that gets her, and they kiss in the church. Next, Caroline arrives, and Malcom explains to Caroline what is going on, and they need $400. They act in front of Caroline, Reese, and Dewey, and Caroline gives them the money. The parents get back, and Lois doesn't care what the parents think, that they are brilliant. The military school is a good idea, and once again, Lois wins this one. So Francis once again returns to military school, and Malcom explains after that that Caroline won't talk to him in school, and just summarising what happened after that, and that the children continue on their usual antics as Reese saddles up and prepares to ramp over Dewey and Malcom. So that was it for the episode, and we get to the closing titles of the episode. Recapping on what happened, we find out that a lot of character relationships and arcs sort of began to take a turn from our previous two episodes. We see that Malcom and Caroline are coming into a very interesting, distinguished relationship alongside Malcom, and a brief moment with Stevie Carnarvon. The family dynamic is also once again shown, and we see at the dinner table that Lois is basically the leader of the family. Personally, I really like the way Lois works in this episode, and she gets a special moment in the church when she gets to show a softer side to her character, and just a lot of Lois moments. And I think this shows quite a strong place for her in the show. Reese shown a little bit more in depth. Can't wait to see what they do with him. Malcom, well, it's just Malcom, and it's brilliantly played, brilliantly narrated in this episode, and I thought it was pretty good for him as a showing. One standout bit for him was when just a lot of this episode where he reacts with Caroline, him hitting his head, and his relationship with, of course, Francis. And Francis, of course, playing a huge part in this episode, and I think that the actor who plays him, as I said in the last review, is pretty good and enjoyable as always. And here he plays someone who can see that he has a distinct past with the family, and just, you know, a lot of outside characters here as well. We're meeting loads of new people. We got the people at the wedding, we got the people in the hospital, Caroline and the children, and just everybody who's involved, and Francis's friends, and just great atmosphere, and it makes it feel like a real universe we are in. Once again, touching on the family dynamic in this episode is super amazing. The 5 or 6 way, the 6-way throwdown between Francis, Hal, Lois, Malcolm, Dewey, and Reese is great to see, and to see them all together is just a gem of a moment in the final shot of the show, and just wow. And of course Caroline coming in to get a bit more of a side character role, as we see her come in here again, and just she steals the screen when she's there. If I had one problem with this episode, it would probably be that we didn't get to see enough of the children. Maybe that's just being me a little picky, but I think that the parents probably shouldn't have gotten much. Even if I'm singing the praise of Hal and Lois, and just doing pretty well in this episode, I think we could have saved that for another episode and have them singling it out. But no, I haven't seen what they're going to happen in the future, so maybe we might see a little bit more of the kids' dynamic, which I'm hoping to see, because this is one of the star bits of the show. What makes it so enjoyable? So I guess, guys, that's it for this episode. Overall, good, enjoyable episode. One that I would like to replay in the future. Thank you guys for watching. Being TV Official 1. Subscribe, like, favorite, comment below. Good night.